Let me guess. You've been called dramatic, sensitive, intense, too emotional, maybe even crazy. That one, I love that one. I love being called crazy because deep down, you know that you just know things. You've always known things. And you feel and sense things in a way that doesn't make quote unquote logical sense. And you can't necessarily explain how or why you know things or feel things. The truth is that's your intuition. You're a highly intuitive, some people say empathic, but it's kind of got a huge negative connotation to it now. So I go with intuitive and learning to trust those intuitive hits, learning to trust that inner knowing is what will change the game for you, especially in your manifestation journey, because it's like the secret key to unlocking a world of ease, a world of receiving in ways that don't make sense to the logical brain. It gets to be so much more fun too. As somebody that is highly intuitive and that helps others harness their intuition, deepen their intuition, there's a lot of um, nuance involved, especially if you are somebody that has a lot of trauma or um, especially if you've been gaslit a lot, which most of us that have deeper intuitive gifts and abilities have experienced, it can be difficult to trust or difficult to know the difference between oh, that's just a trauma response or that's how I've learned to cope versus oh no, that's actually my intuition. So I'm going to break it down a little bit here for you to help you sort of start to sort through these things. So the problem that arises with being super intuitive, super feeling oriented, is that it's very easy to gaslight ourselves into thinking that it's delusional or fear masked as sensations in the body other than fear. That one comes up a lot, especially for my clients, where it's like, am I afraid of receiving the thing? And that's why I'm not receiving it. But it's like, no, you're not afraid of receiving the thing. You're afraid to trust that inner knowing. A big way that this comes up is like with money and with careers. A lot of my clients have had situations where they are looking at a job move or looking at a promotion or leaving a company and starting their own business, all of these different things. And it's like they already know what the correct path is. They don't trust it because they've been told that um basically you're fucking insane if you leave a job making X amount of money to start your own business or whatever the thing is, but like their intuition is pulling them like to do the thing. I don't love talking about this, but this comes up a lot with relationships and feeling pulled to leave a relationship and it doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make it goes beyond not making logical sense. It's like on paper, the relationship is amazing. On paper, the person has all of the qualities that you want, but it doesn't feel right. And that is, I mean, it's nuanced again, but a lot of the times that's your intuition pulling you and being like, I don't want to say it like this, but like you're convincing yourself that this is the perfect relationship. Meanwhile, you're slowly dying inside. And it's very difficult to, I don't want to say that it's always difficult, but if you aren't practiced in trusting your intuition, it's difficult to trust your intuition because oftentimes I find that it goes against what I call normal people, what normal people would do or think is safe. That can feel scary until you do it enough times where it's like, oh, yeah, I feel the fear, but I know this is what's right for me because you have enough evidence and practice with it. So, if you are somebody that is highly intuitive, you probably sense shifts before they happen. This is with people, with it's like pattern recognition, these types of things, but it goes deeper than that, where it's like you just walk into a room and you just immediately know. You know, like something is off, you know that, or something good is about to happen. And you probably are like, no, I'm just being crazy again, or I'm just being dramatic, or I'm just being sensitive or too much. Another thing is, being empathic and feeling other people's emotions. My favorite is knowing things that I shouldn't know, because nobody has told me this information. I just know it. Along with all of these things is the struggle of feeling dismissed or misunderstood, because most people, I think everybody is intuitive and everybody has the ability to connect on this deeper level, but not everybody wants to. And some of us, our lives have led us to just naturally be drawn to our intuitive nudges and hits. And so for the people that are completely closed off from it by choice or by their life experiences, it's very difficult for them to understand somebody that is deeply feeling, somebody that is intuitive, somebody that just knows and can't explain why, right? And that feeling of being misunderstood, that feeling of not being believed, will really take a toll and causes you to disbelieve yourself, to continuously gaslight yourself. The amount of clients that I have that come to me and they're like, no, Ashley, you don't understand. I'm just too sensitive. Like, I need to stop being so fucking sensitive. And it's like, no, you just need to trust your deep ocean of feelings and allow it to work for you instead of against you. Stop drowning in your deep emotions and allow yourself to feel it and process it. And then you can actually start to make sense of it. You're not too sensitive. Your nervous system is highly attuned. And the people that come to me, usually that is a result of trauma. And I'm like, I don't know if I should say this, but truly, it's like turning your trauma into a gift. Like, these things happened and now I get to use it to make my life better. Another thing is it can feel like you're imagining things, which it's like delusional. It will feel that way because nobody else in the room is picking up on these energy shifts. Nobody else in the room just knows. Nobody else in the room is like, oh, there's going to be a fight. And it's like, what are you talking about? And then 5 minutes later, there's a fight that breaks out. These types of things. And it's like, it will make you feel crazy, which you are not crazy. You've just been taught to distrust it because it doesn't fit into logic. It doesn't fit into the way that the world is currently set up. And it's sad, but you get to change that. You get to shift that for yourself. You get to learn to trust what your body and what your nervous system is telling you and move from that place instead of just allowing fear to bounce you from one emotion to the next and be in this like tight little box of who you are as a person. So one of the biggest questions that I get is like, how do I know if it's my intuition or if it's fear? How do I know if it's truly something that's meant for me or something that I'm just convincing myself is true for me? And the easiest way to say it, like from like your first gut reaction, is intuition will feel, I'm going to say this, and I also want to say everybody's system is different. So if I say something, you're like, that doesn't feel true for me, then that's not true for you. Overarchingly, though, intuition feels calm. It feels like, I'm just going to describe it like how I feel it and how it's like it's more dense. It's just like the truth, whether you want to hear it or not, right? Sometimes the truth is tough pill to swallow. So it's like not always going to be like rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes it's like you need to leave the person. You need to quit your job. You need to like make the move, make the hard decisions. And that can feel heavy and it can like instantly feel like grief, right? Or it can, the opposite, it can feel exciting and it can feel joyous and having hope for the first time in a long time. but it's this instant knowing, but it's also this current that flows that's present. So when you ask yourself, like, should I leave the job? It's like the first thing is yes, and then the fear will come in. And it's like, for me, and the more that you practice with your intuition and trusting it and listening, the more you will notice that it's like this hum that is constantly running in the background, right? And then fear is like a beating drum. It's like your heart is racing and it feels like anxiety and it feels like spiraling and it feels like panicking. And not always. Sometimes fear, which is your nervous system or your body or your brain, subconscious, your conscious, trying to convince you that there's danger, or trying to convince you to stay safe. Sometimes that will feel more regulated than intuition because, like, especially if you're somebody, in my experience, if you're somebody that has had a lot of trauma, your brain, with everybody's brains, but your brain is so attuned to keeping you safe and learning to cope that sometimes it will almost feel flip-flopped, where intuition will feel fucking scary and your fear will feel like, no, I'm going to walk this path. This feels good. This feels safe. And it's like, how do you distinguish between the two? The quickest and easiest is whatever your first reaction is that feels like you're being like pushed from behind. To me, that is almost always your intuition. And the fear comes after. Almost never does fear show up first. And I say almost because, like I said, everybody's system is designed. It's like, what they're showing me is like, it's I don't know why they want me to say this, but it's like if you get a new baby doll and they don't come with clothes, or they all start with the same outfit, but then you can pick out, different clothes, and you can personalize it. It's like that's how your intuition is. Like everybody starts the same ish, but your experiences, your life experiences, the things that you've gone through, which is the same thing as your life experience, it will put different clothes on the new toy, the new baby doll. And so how it shows up for you today might be different from the way that it shows up for me. And that is something that you get to work through and discover. But for the most part, this is how it works for people. If you're unsure and you're like, well, I don't know, how I approach this is, one, meditate, get back into your body, ground your energy, cut cords, do releases to other people's energies, call your energy back, and meditate. And you don't have to like meditate, but like breathe, focus on your breath for a minute and 30 seconds, work your way up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because what's going to start to happen is you're going to start to have a better relationship with your body, and you'll be able to hear your intuition more loudly. You'll start to notice, oh, that's what fear feels like in my body. Oh, I don't know why I know this, but it just feels like this isn't the right decision for me. You'll start to notice. And I know that that's kind of an annoying answer, but truly practice makes this instinctual. And I mean, it is instinctual anyways, but you learn to trust the first instinct that you have on making decisions or choosing the path that you are called to. The other thing here is I see a lot of intuitives. I see a lot of people that are deeply spiritual go to other healers or psychics or whatever you want to call energy workers to get the answers. And it's one reason why I don't love doing quote unquote psychic readings, is because I don't enjoy fully just giving people the answers. I enjoy helping people learn to get the answers for themselves and to trust the answers that they get. And I use my psychic abilities to do that, because it's like, they're like, well, I think it's this. And I can be like, is it? Or I can be like, yes, yes, go do that, because I can like sense these things for you. But there's nobody that is the power in your life above you. There is nobody that knows more than you. And That's what I want you to remember. You are the author of your story, and not to let anybody else like grab the pen from you. Please, please, like if you get nothing else from any of my videos, it's that you are the source of power in your life, and you get to trust and believe in your own inner knowing. Your body knows, your soul knows. And also, you can't fuck it up. It may seem like you're fucking it up. It might seem like you're like, I'm on the wrong road. You will always get to where you're going. And using your intuition, using your own internal compass just makes it a bit easier and a bit faster to get to your destinations. You don't need anybody else to tell you uh, or to like drive you to your next destination. And I know that a lot of us, when you're somebody that is deeply sensitive and feeling, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel frustrating to not just be like, just tell me what to do, right? And I've been there. Like I've been at the moments in my life where I'm like, can somebody just tell me what the fuck to do? Because nobody else is living the way that I'm living. I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to do here? And it's in those moments of surrendering and trusting the process and trusting myself to navigate it in ways that don't necessarily make logical sense, but that feel correct for me, have been the most rewarding. And I've learned to have a much deeper trust in myself, because even if things do go south, even, I don't know why that's a saying, but even if things do get fucked up, I can hold myself into course correcting, right? And this is what I help my clients do as well. My guides are like, we could talk about this all day. Um, Learning to trust your intuition, and not just trusting it, but being moved by it, being guided by it, will make your life so much easier and so much more rich and fulfilling. So if you've ever felt like you were too much, or if you've been told you're too emotional, I'd love to hear what you're reclaiming. Oh, this is good. What do you believe your superpower is? Like for me, I mean, I feel like I have a lot of superpowers. My superpower in this moment is how deeply feeling I am to energy, and that includes other people's energies and my ability to see things. And it took me a long time to trust it. And everything in my life has changed once I learned to do that. What are you claiming as your superpower? What is your superpower? If somebody has said that you're too emotional, it's probably because you're just deeply feeling. If somebody says that you're too much, it's because you have a big energy, and most people don't know what the fuck to do with that. So tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear.